What was supposed to be a dazzling appearance quickly devolved into one of Meghan Markle's most humiliating public moments to date. When the Duchess of Sussex appeared on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, many expected lighthearted banter about her Hollywood projects and family life. Instead, Meghan stunned the audience when she interrupted Fallon to insist that she be addressed as Princess Meghan. The mood in the studio shifted almost instantly. What began as nervous laughter soon turned into awkward silence as Fallon tried to defuse the tension with a joke. Yet Meghan pressed on, claiming she deserved the royal recognition that the British monarchy had stolen from her. The plea, broadcast live to millions, came across less like a dignified request and more like a public tantrum cloaked in entitlement. Sitting alongside Meghan was Hollywood star Margaret Qualley, whose career trajectory has been built on talent and humility rather than titles. As Meghan doubled down on her insistence, Qualley's expression shifted from amusement to disbelief. Then, in a single cutting remark, she reduced Meghan's desperate plea to rubble. "If titles mean that much to you, maybe you should have stayed in the castle instead of running off to Netflix." The studio erupted. Fallon buried his face in his cue cards to stifle laughter. The audience cheered, and Meghan, visibly shaken, was left with nothing but a stiff, forced grin. Qualley didn't stop there. When Meghan attempted to defend herself by suggesting she had a right to be called princess because she had given up so much for love, Qualley fired back with another devastating line. "Well, most of us give up something for love, Meghan. The difference is, we don't demand the whole world bow to us afterward." The crowd exploded once more, leaving Meghan cornered and humiliated on national television. This wasn't just an isolated slip. Meghan's desperate insistence on being called princess follows a consistent pattern of public behavior that critics say highlights her obsession with titles, status, and victimhood. From her infamous Oprah interview in 2021 to the publication of Prince Harry's memoir, Meghan has repeatedly framed herself as a victim of the monarchy while paradoxically demanding the benefits of royal recognition. To many observers, her Tonight Show plea was simply the latest example of a woman who wants all the privileges of royalty without any of the responsibilities. Royal historian Dr. Adrian Parker told reporters afterward, "What we saw on Fallon's stage was Meghan's mask slipping. She doesn't want to be seen as just a working mother or actress. She wants to be seen as royalty, even in a country that rejected monarchy centuries ago. It's tone-deaf at best, manipulative at worst." Perhaps the most telling part of Meghan's humiliation is not what was said, but who said it. Margaret Qualley is not known for controversy. She has a reputation as grounded, talented, and professional. For someone of her standing to openly mock Meghan on air suggests that even within Hollywood, a place once eager to embrace Meghan, the tide is turning. In recent years, Meghan has tried to reinvent herself as a media powerhouse, signing multi-million-dollar deals with Netflix, Spotify, and other platforms. Yet many of those projects have either underperformed or been quietly shelved. Even Hollywood insiders are now questioning whether Meghan's brand is more about controversy than substance. Qualley's comments tapped into a growing frustration with Meghan's constant demand for validation. Her roasting of the Duchess wasn't just a quip, it was a reflection of what many in the industry now whisper behind closed doors. Eyewitnesses from the studio described the atmosphere as electrifying. Every time Meghan mentioned her royal title, the audience grew colder. Every time Qualley landed a punchline, the room erupted with laughter and applause. One audience member said afterward, "You could feel the shift. At first, people were uncomfortable, almost pitying Meghan. But once Margaret spoke up, everyone realized they were thinking the same thing. Enough with the princess stuff already." It wasn't just funny, it was liberating. Someone finally said out loud what everyone else has been too polite to say to Meghan's face. Within hours, social media exploded with clips of the exchange. Hashtags like #PrincessPlea and #QualleyRoast trended worldwide. Memes flooded Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, many mocking Meghan's desperation, others celebrating Qualley as a queen without a crown. Public relations experts now warn that Meghan's Tonight Show appearance may have permanently damaged her image in America. While she has long been criticized in the UK, the US had remained her strongest support base. But this televised meltdown, coupled with Qualley's brutal takedown, may prove to be the turning point where even American audiences lose patience. The Tonight Show incident highlights the central dilemma of Meghan Markle's public life, her struggle to remain relevant. Since stepping back from royal duties, she has fought to carve out an identity separate from the monarchy while simultaneously clinging to the titles it gave her. Observers argue that this contradiction is at the heart of her public failures. Without the royal connection, Meghan is just another Hollywood figure competing for attention. With it, she appears hypocritical, denouncing the monarchy one moment while demanding its perks the next. Margaret Qualley's roast cut through that contradiction in a way no journalist or commentator had managed to before. By mocking Meghan's title obsession, she revealed the fragility of the Duchess's carefully crafted image. As the dust settles, one thing is clear: Meghan's Tonight Show disaster will be remembered as more than just a late-night embarrassment. It was a cultural moment, a turning point where the American public saw Meghan not as a victim, not as a rebel, but as a woman desperately clinging to a title she no longer deserves. Margaret Qualley may not have intended to spark a global debate, but her sharp words did what the monarchy, the press, and even her own husband could not: expose Meghan Markle's obsession for what it truly is, a craving for status at any cost. And for Meghan, the humiliation of that truth playing out on live television may be the hardest crown to wear of all.